hear some hounds coming, so I guess we're gonna be rescued in a couple, maybe an hour or so. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's been fun, though, if you want to call it that. But it's been a great time to just be close to people you really didn't know, but I don't know, it just worked out.
Amen.
To be a really great time.
Bridget, you think we'll get rescued?
I don't really care.
We've got a beautiful fire here. Bridget has one less sock, as you can see. We use that for fuel.
Yeah, definitely. So.
Oh dear. And we used Alan's fantastic lighter.
Yeah, my blowtorch.
And we anticipate some hounds and the light coming down this trail here soon.
They're close. That battery lasts long.
Yeah, it's a 4-hour battery. Well, it's 1:40,
Yeah.
1:45 in the morning.
Right.
Our fire's still going.
Yeah.
We're all still alive.
Can't get one wink of sleep, but it's at least hot as heck.
Yes.
At least one side of me.
Yeah. This heat and the fire and the cold of the woods, we have to turn around once in a while. Dale came up with a real, Alan came up with a real interesting technique.
Oh, you flip your shirt around or you turn it around. So the heat that came here will go to the other side.
Bridget had a fight with a spider on her leg.
Spider woke me up.
She kicked its butt.
Big enough.
Well, we're all assuming that those dogs were out hunting with somebody or doing something else, because they sure ain't coming after us.
Well, yeah.
Well.
What in the hell?
I think our biggest worry is how the other folks are feeling and what they're thinking. We're hoping that they're sleeping.
But most often not.
Bridget, you were mentioning some predictions about Chris.
About Chris?
Yeah.
What Chris is going to say?
Yeah.
She's going to go, "Oh, Bridget, I was so worried." And I'm going to say, "Chris, what did you do last night?" And it's going to be exactly what she did every other night. But I was so worried. Oh, Bridget, I was so worried.
Beautiful.
The odds that on the night that I tried to get everyone to go to bed early, you're personally responsible for every single person being up until 3:30.
Yeah, right.
Alan, can you borrow that flashlight?
Oh.
Thanks.
Hi, Dan. It's good to see you after all this time.
I hear you guys
Love
been
you, baby.
you've been coon hunting tonight.
Coon hunting. Well, I don't know. More like skunk
Wonderful to be
hunting.
here. I'm sorry, there's no other place on earth I want to be.
I just want to say that,
Thank you, sir.
It's so. He just wants everybody to know that.
and I just like to say that I better have those donuts.
I'll deliver them to your mattress.
Egg donuts to my bed.
And lots of talcum.
Did you get wet? Did you guys
You
get
guys are working tomorrow.
wet? That's right.
We're sleeping. Forget donuts. You can lunch.
I'll make my own damn donuts. You guys can do my work.
God, you guys are great, man. Really. Thank you. What was the hardest part about reaching here?
The second time up,
Second
Bobby.
That second climb, that was a joy.
Yeah, so the first time was around
Matt
10:30,
puking on
11
the way
o'clock,
up.
wasn't it?
You almost puking.
We heard you, clear, and we were yelling back thinking, well, yes, this is our friend who saved our lives. This is the man who's going to discipline me once I get back to the house. That man over there is our guard. These guys are great. Thank you. Alan, how you doing?
Alive.
I'm energetic. Have fun.
Bridge, what's up?
Nothing.
It's Knobby Hill at 3 in the morning. It's a fantastic view of the moon.
Let's see.
I'll take a little more water, I guess, Bridge.
First time up here, that star was there.
Oh.
True.
Well, today's Friday, August 22, last day of our project. People have been cleaning up and finishing up best they can in each of the homes. We'll just do a quick tour. In this home, the students worked under the house mostly yesterday, putting up insulation on the floor joists. Go inside and see how it looks. You can see all the sanding's been done, all on the ceilings, corners, edges. See these type of edges they put on? Bathroom's done. All the rooms are done, including closets. You guys have done a fine job. Fine crew from Loyola. This is another home they've been working on very hard. Literally put up all the insulation in the walls, did all the taping. They haven't really done any outside work on this one. I'll go inside and see how they've done. Somebody cleaning away. Missing a coin and
hello.
putting in some flooring. It's all right, Isaac. See how they're doing in here. You can hear. See all this taping these students did. Putting the ceilings, the walls, all the taping. Here they are just putting some flooring down there. Katie, have you done this before, this kind of work? Good job, girl. Look at her swinging hammers and using big saws. Cool. Your house looks beautiful. You guys have done a fantastic job.
What did you want with the roomie jobber, Al? What? You want with the roomie jobber?
These guys are putting the flooring piece down. I guess measure and cut.
Oh yeah.
You guys, your house looks wonderful. You've done great work in here.
It said you get the wall and measure everything? No? Go to this and measure
It's better to have the 2 wall pieces. Well, I'm gonna say, measure that.
Mark's putting the flooring over here. How's it going in, Mark?
Okay.
Is that flooring on outside the window?
Say what?
Oh yeah, we got to touch it.
Let me go get our,
How you doing, Miss Emily?
Good. Have fun.
Good.
Well, Mr. Coyne, Dan, dropped us off in town. Met Will, Cindy, and Katie. And found the people there very pleasant. And we went to a number of places and just started talking to people. And they told us their life stories and a whole bunch about the town and history of anything you wanted to learn. And it was really nice because sometimes they would ask you to come and sit down and they'd give you stuff just for showing up and saying hello. Like we went to like an old pharmacy with soda fountains and the pharmacist in the back, and we started to talk with one of the ladies, and she gave us a bunch of calendars and pillboxes and pens just for spending the time with her. It was really nice.
Amen. Did one woman sing for you, I heard?
Yeah, actually, we went to a clothing store, and she was at the counter, and she was writing something down from tattered pieces of paper. We asked her, we said, "Excuse us, ma'am, what is this?" And she said, "Oh, it's one of my favorite songs that we sing in church." And we all sort of edged her on, so, will you sing it for us? She said, "Oh, I'm not very good." Well, she put in a tape of music, and then she started to belt out the tune and filled the whole store. It was just great. It was wonderful.
Thank you.
Hey.
Measuring something. This house is coming along very well also. Go and take a look. These guys are measuring drywall. There's our soffit, folks. Right here. And here's someone putting. Bridget is just putting that on like an expert. These students are preparing a coffin for Melissa. I think she's overdosed on too many donuts and maybe not enough sleep. That'd be my guess. Father Herd's swinging away at the chainsaw. It's one of our students with chew in his mouth. What kind of chew do you use? What kind of chew do you use?
Bubble gum.
Bubble gum, huh?
Bubble gum.
The other home that they've been working on. They spent a lot of time on the roof on this one. Under the house putting in insulation.
What?
They've also spent a lot of time putting in electrical.
Yeah, Isaac.
There, oh, there's Megan cutting insulation, see? You can see where she puts it in between the uprights here in the house, where the drywall gets put on.
Picture of the cameraman.
Megan, you're doing that like a pro, girl. Hey, how's it going this morning?
Good. We had a little excursion last night.
Oh, really? What happened?
Apparently, some guys got lost up at night.
No.
Yeah.
You would
We're
know
not
your
gonna
names,
drop
would
names,
you? Oh,
no.
okay.
I wasn't sure who it was. But I got the duty of babysitting the other youngins and getting them to bed.
And I understand this crew monster here went to the mountains.
I went to the mountains and back again a few times. I did what I had to. Everyone's okay. So we're all okay.
Amen. There's another home that our group personally has not worked on, but I believe other Loyola students have. And we'll go inside and see what some of the finished work looks like. As you can see, this is what some of the homes start to look like. Once they get all the special carpenters in here and do some fine finishing. A lot of the painting's been done, and the ceiling you can see has a textured ceiling. All the doors, frames, window frames. Beautiful home. beautiful view outside their windows. A nice front porch. Luke! What'd you guys do? Loyola's best.
Working with a volunteer group from University of Ohio, or Miami of Ohio. And he told me at that time, he said, when I get out of school, he said, I'm going to come back and work with you. I said, all right. Come back last year, and he worked with me again. He said, get out of school next year, I'm going to come back and work with you. And I said, that's fine. So this year, he come back in March, and he said, well, I'm out of school, so I'm going to ask for a job.
Oh.
And Frank gave him a job, and here he is.
Yep.
That's
He's a
cool,
good one.
Connell.
He's a good one. He's
Now,
a
you
good
guys
worker.
work for Co-op.
Yes, sir, we do.
How many years have you been there, James?
This week makes 5 years and 1 week.
And what was it like when you first started?
When I first started, they had 2 men doing the work that we're doing. Just had 2 men in the field, and 3 in the office. And it was really bad. They didn't do that much. Frank told me, the director told me that the first year, or the year before I was there rather, including the half year that I was there, that we did like $124,000 worth of work, you know. The next year he told me that it increased to 240-something thousand. The third year it went to about 600,000. Last year it's a little over $1 million.
Mm.
And this year they're estimating it's going to run close to $2 million. That's what I'm told. You know. I don't know very much about the business part of it,
Yeah.
but just the work. This is my part. This is what I do.
Now, what's Co-op stand for?
It means Christian Outreach with Appalachian People.
Okay.
And of course, it was started by the Mennonites.
I hear they're good people.
I think they're pretty good.
I'm a little biased.
They're probably good people, what I've seen of them. I don't personally know too many of them, though.
And a lot of the folks that you've been hiring, James, I understand, weren't necessarily professional carpenters, but they've been trained on the job.
That's right. Actually, I guess I'm the only one here now that was hired as a carpenter. I was a carpenter. I've been doing this for 26 years. We've got men that come from the coal mines, from sawmills, supermarkets, just wherever they had jobs, you know, where they could find work. But they've all become good carpenters. We've got, as I told you, Boone has framed 2.5 of these houses, 2 houses, helped with one. And he's really become our frame man, I guess. And he was the sawmill man.
Oh.
Worked in the sawmill.
That closed down?
No, he just changed jobs.
Yeah.
And
He was in the mines before that.
yeah, he worked in the mines a while too, that's right.
Oh, my.
Actually, I guess everybody here just about has worked in the mines. I did too. I put about 10 years in the mines. Drove a truck 5 years for one company. Drove 3 winters for Standard Oil. All coal for a while. Drove a Mack truck. Just, you know, different things. Then I started doing carpenter work, and this is what I like to do, so stay with this.
Do you see what you're doing here and all of your employees as a ministry to people who maybe need the help?
Yeah, I would say so, yes. I was asked just recently what I thought about it, you know. The 12 television crew from Hazard, Kentucky were here, and they was asking about these things. And the woman asked me, said, do you think the community should get involved? Well, I didn't know what to say, really. I just told them it couldn't hurt, you know. I said it couldn't hurt.
Yeah.
Which, it seems like that people will travel and go out of their way to do things to work before they'll help close by, you know.
Yeah.
We have people from all over, New York, all of New England, New York, Massachusetts, Maryland, Delaware, all there. Illinois, Michigan, out as far as Nebraska, Iowa. We have them down south, Florida, North Carolina, all over, Indiana,
One group,
Georgia.
California.
Had one group in California. So we just really have them from all over. And people close by, we only had a couple of groups that I remember from Kentucky, mostly from
We
Louisville.
had that one from
Louisville.
Louisville this year.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it just seems people, I don't know if they just feel like that they do more good away from home or what, but they'll come here from long distances, and people here don't do that much, really. Maybe it's because They just don't feel like they have the means. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not judging them. I don't know.
What do you think? What would be your hope that most of the volunteers who come in here, the groups of kids and others, what would be one of your hopes that they get out of this, that they'll remember, you know, the rest of their life?
Well, naturally, I would hope that they would remember helping people, that they would help people to have homes that couldn't have them any other way. And more or less, I guess we're kind of a last hope for people where they couldn't get money to buy a home anywhere else, or they couldn't get it built any other way.
My nails! My nails!
More or less the last hope, probably. And I would like for them to remember that they're helping people that really need the help.
Mm-hmm.
They need help. Then I would like for them to remember the people as they are, to remember that people are just people wherever they are. There's not really that much difference in us and them. I think a lot of people come here with a preconceived idea that we're just hillbillies, we don't know anything. I've even had had one, if you don't care for me telling you this.
No.
This girl come here and she said, well, you know, said, Harlan is not like I expected. And I said, well, what did you expect? She said, well, you know, said, I thought people kind of live around close in a village. I said, you mean like in Africa, like grass huts and so on? She said, kind of like that. I said, no, it's, you know, some of us can read and write. We've got television, telephone, you know. But people get some strange ideas. And a lot of them think, you know, until they get here, they just don't know what to expect. They think they're going to see Little Abner or somebody, I guess. Then I think a lot of them, once they see that we're just pretty much like them, most of them seem to enjoy it. They have a good time.
Yeah.
And I've got people that writes letters to me from all over, you know, volunteers that I've had. I get letters constantly, and I answer them. I keep in touch with quite a few of them.
Amen. Well, I just want to say thank you, James. This is a wonderful opportunity for students to, as teenagers before becoming adults, to begin to become an adult. I see the changes in a week that these students go through,
Yeah.
and it's just wonderful.
I can see a lot of change from time to time in a group too, you know. And I hope I've told it pretty much like it is. I've told it the way I see it, and the way I understand it, you know, from things that have been told to me, you know. The things I've told you about the volunteers and working directly with them now, I know about that.
Yeah.
And they all seem to have a good time. They enjoy what they're doing. I've even had a lot of them to tell me that they really hate to go back. They hate to leave me, but it had to be. And I have had groups that come back 2, 3, 4 years and work with me. You know, so I got a lot of friends scattered around. I like that. It is hard sometimes. You get attached to special groups. You hate to see them leave. And I tell some of them, I say, well, you know, we're together 5 days. We make friends and become good friends, and then may never see you again. Most of them will say, well, I'll be back. You know, I'll be back.
Amen. Thank you, James.
Yeah.
Guys, it started on the Kentucky God started when everyone just tried to have a spackle fight.
No, my
And then
it started off as an innocent spackle fight and it turned into this.
all I did was throw an ice cube down her shirt. Look what happened.
Combination of
And
mud.
then Chris started eating sandwiches. I wish you got it on tape.
Peanut
So-
butter and jelly.
What's the best thing you guys have learned this week?
Bread. Let me include that.
You learned how to be dirty.
Dirty is awesome.
You guys
Put down your cameras for me.
are LA. Howdy, Boone.
Howdy, sir.
How long you been working with Co-op?
5 years.
And Co-op is basically trying to help poor people find some housing at a relatively decent price. Now, do you see that as a ministry both to the people that buy the houses and the volunteers?
Yeah.
Is there any way you think it could be better of a ministry?
Yeah, I think they could do a little more.
Okay. I understand you guys used to have like a prayer service, dedication service.
I think that should be continued again.
Yeah. The owners would come and
Yeah,
it'd be a
we
real
did it.
tearful, beautiful kind of
Yeah,
acknowledgement of thank you.
right, and that made things, it mean more to us when we had the dedications.
Well, Boone, I want you to know that all the students have really loved working here and really appreciate the work that you've done here.
I've enjoyed you all too.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.